Hey friends, welcome back to Llama Mama Kayla's Craft Tube. I'm Kayla. Thanks for stopping by today. It's Monday, so we're starting the week off right with, we're going to have a good week this week, so. But I hope you're all doing well and starting your week off good. I do have a doctor's appointment here at 12:45 today, so I'm just kind of waiting around until it's time for me to go to my doctor's appointment. But I had several people to ask me about doodles. They wanted me to make another video of doing doodles and just kind of taking it slow to show. Okay, so what I'm using right now is I have just some cardstock, and I'm using some Crayola markers. That's what I'm using for doodles. Now you can do this in just black and white. You can do it in colored markers. You can do it just in an ink pen, a pencil, gel pens, whatever you have on hand. You don't have to have anything special to doodle. You know, you might just have copy paper, and that's okay. I did plenty of doodling just on copy paper. Matter of fact, this one right here, that's just copy paper. And then I've done some on cardstock. I've done some on mixed media paper. Just whatever you have available that you can reach. You know, you might just have notebook paper, and that's fine too. But anyway, I was asked to show some doodling and take it slow and kind of explain it out as I'm doing it or something. So that's what we're going to do today. We're just going to, hold on one second. I dropped something and had to turn around to get it. I knew my voice would get low. So anyway, we're just going to doodle. Chit chat and doodle. So how are you all doing? I hope great. So anyway, first off, I'm going to show you a simple doodle. And I'm just going to get this pretty blue marker. This Crayola fat markers. Now I also have some Crayola skinny markers here. Sometimes I just doodle using the black Sharpie marker. These Sharpies run out of ink fast. But anyway, so I'm just going to make a loop. Just a little circle loop like. Let me see if I can go in any. I want you to be able to see, because some people were asking, you know, to do it slow so they can see. And then I'm just going to do a wavy line coming down, okay? And then I'm going to come back and I kind of messed that up right there. But anyway, you just come back and just do like leaves, and actually you can do it like you're just doing hearts. Don't think about it. Don't think about it. Just do it. If you think about it, you're going to try too hard. And see, I did mess that part up right there. My marker didn't write. But, I'm just going to, I can fix that. Sometimes I color them in, and sometimes I don't. Most of the time, I don't. But this one, since I kind of messed it up there, my marker skipped a big spot where it wasn't writing. So I'm just going to color that in. Now, if I can do these doodles, anyone can. They're just simple. You're just kind of playing with your marker or ink pen or whatever you're using. It's really, really not anything to, you know, think about while you're doing it. Oh no, I think this marker is getting ready to bite the bullet. Which I've had these markers for years. This particular set of Crayolas, and I probably have another set somewhere that I've also had for years that I need to pull out, because I did see some still in the package at one point. But anyway, so I'm just putting some color on. And then on this, if you go outside the loops that you've, you know, the leaves that you drew, that's okay. You can just kind of make your little spot a little bigger. So just color it in. So it kind of looks like a vine with leaves growing on it, right? And I want to hurry and get through this because I have a lot of different ones that I want to show you. And so we may not doodle and decorate all on this one just yet. We'll come back and do that. I need to let it dry some anyway. The ink usually needs to dry and just sit for a minute, no matter what you're using. If you're using a gel pen or an ink pen, same thing. You need to just give it a moment to dry and set. Okay, so I'll show you how I fixed that up there. I just kind of did two together, and that's okay. Because in the end, I'm probably going to trace around that, and it'll look double in the end. But let's just, okay, so that's one with doubles. Here, you can take one and do same thing. We're going to do two at the top. And then just take your marker, and this time I'm going to firmly put my marker on the paper, and just make a squiggly line. And then just do some leaves, or what kind of looks like hearts. Okay, and you don't have to color them in, or you can color them in. It's just up to you. Sometimes I go back and I just put a big dot right where the leaves meet. You can do that, or you can leave them open. There's just so many, you know, you can do it. There's no wrong way or right way to do doodles. Okay, another thing that we can do is just take a red marker or pink or whatever color you want. What color was that? Was that pink? And then just draw a heart. And then kind of close by, but you can change it around in different directions. And just draw hearts coming down. And they can curve. I'm not doing too good of a job of curving it right now, but you definitely can. And you can do this with a big marker. I definitely am going to, you know, color mine in. You can do it with a big marker, and then you can also take a little marker or pen or something and draw little bitty tiny hearts in between all these hearts, right? I am having so much trouble with this thumb, and so I'm trying not to touch the tip of it. So I'm just holding my marker in like the crease of it down here and not touching the pad. It's this part up here that is really, really inflamed and not happy. That thumb is not happy. I was up all night just checking it. It would feel like I'd wake up with it just throbbing so bad. It feels like it's just busted open. And so I'd, you know, wake up to check it. When it gets, okay, honestly, at night, when I'm not moving the thumb, is when it starts throbbing so bad. I gotta keep the thumb moving. I know people's gonna say, stop, rest your thumb, don't be doing anything. But that's when it hurts worse, when blood is not flowing. I gotta keep blood flowing in it as much as possible. Raynaud's is horrible. And when I went to the doctor the other day, you know, he did put on my diagnosis for my thumb and what's going on. Raynaud's with gangrene. So I gotta keep that moving as much as possible to try to get blood flowing in it. Whenever I'm sleeping and the blood's not moving around in it, it throbs so bad that I'm just about to scream because it's very, very painful. And then you can take a smaller red marker pen or whatever you're using and just go back and do some tiny little hearts. You can turn your paper around. I can't see that too good. But you can come back and add tiny hearts in here. Just to, give it some variation. And so I could add more, but we'll just stop at that right now. Going back to the leaves over there, because that's what a lot of people were asking about. I was just trying to show some different things you can do for doodles. And then these can be just cut out and added into art journals and things like that. Okay, so that one I did 3. And then I'm going to do that coming down. I'm going to put kind of 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to do that kind of lean in different directions. And then I'll color those in. These doodles can be, used to dress up any kind of mixed media art, whether you doodle right on your page or if you want to do it on paper or cardstock or mixed media paper, watercolor paper, whatever, and then just add it to it, which is what I like to do. But my way is not the only way. Definitely, you have to find your way for how you like to do that. So, but I'm glad somebody asked me to do this a little slower and just kind of explain what I'm doing, because I don't, anyone that wants to know more information, I definitely want to share it and help somebody out. Doodles, doodles, and more doodles. Okay, so here we have a page of some different doodles, but I also want to show you that you can just do something simple like this and short and not do anything else. Just cut that one thing out. Doodles can be just, anything. Alright, I'm letting these dry some because I do want to go back and show you some different things. Also, along with the hearts, you can just doodle something like this and just do... Okay, that's still wet, so I'm going to turn it around. Just doodle some blue circles. You can color them in if you want to, or you can, and then you can come back with a different shade of blue and fill in with other size circles. They don't all have to be the same size. You can do smaller ones and larger ones. And you can kind of curve that. It don't have to be like straight. you're not trying to go straight in a line. You can curve it like this, if you understand what I'm talking about. And it kind of gives it, you know, a little more to it. So that's just another thing, and we'll come back and do some more to this in a moment. Let me see what else I got. Okay. So here's page 1, and we'll come back and get some of these pages and do something else with them in a moment. But I do want to let my ink. Oh, I dropped my pad of, what do you call that stuff? Not pad, but package of cardstock. Okay, a simple little flower. Let's grab this pink right here. Let's grab this pink, and I'm just going to put like an X, and I'm just going to put a bunch of lines coming off the center of that. And this is going to kind of look like those little dandelion things, I don't know what you call them, that you blow. So can you see? I'll pick it up in a minute. Gotta choke up on that just a little. Okay. So I kind of just did a bunch of X's and a bunch of lines coming off that center part. And then I'm just going to take a regular marker and just like do stems down like this. And then there we go. You can color these leaves in if you want to, or you can leave them open. So those are cute, and you know you can do those in any colors. Let's see what else I got. Of course, here I'm gonna do an orange one if I can get the lid off. Orange. So I'm just gonna come up the page a little. And then just draw lines coming off that center part so that it looks full. And this one I'm doing just a little bit lower. Almost the same, but a little lower. Which, you know, you can just play around with it and figure out what you like. If there's other types of videos like this where you want me to show something that I'm doing and slow it down and talk about it more, please leave me that comment to let me know what it is you're wanting to see. I do appreciate somebody asking me to do this a little slower and talk about it. So there we have just a quick little doodle. And I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to cut all these out on the video. But I just want to, you know, give a few ideas for doodling and all. Here's one that we could do. And sometimes I like to doodle things out and then come back with watercolors. Doodle them out in magic marker and come back in watercolor and fill it in, such as this. And I just kind of connected it back there. And then so up here, I'm just gonna draw some leaves, and I would do like, and then I'm gonna fill that in with watercolor. It's just a doodle to go on a page. I'm trying to think, is there anything, okay, something else that's really, really simple and easy to do. And when I do a page of doodles, I'll have that page turned every which way possible. Okay, just draw a little circle. It don't even have to be a straight circle. It can be oblong, oval, whatever. And then just draw a circle around it, and it can be wavy. It don't have to be straight. I mean, you can do it wavy on purpose. Something like that. And what I was talking about is sometimes I do them wavy on purpose. I prefer them wavy, actually. I was just talking and made that, and then just come back and draw like a stem. Okay. And then to pull this one, and like I said, I prefer them wavy like this. It just gives it more, something more for the eye to look at. Okay, say if you have something you want to do around a corner of a page, if you want to do some leaf work or something like that around a corner. This is something I like to do, and I've done this for years. I'll just start somewhere and not too close to the edge of the paper, but just do a wavy line, and I always loop it kind of in the corner. Okay, and then just take this and just do leaves. Now, for leaves, they don't have to go straight across from each other. I do some straight across, and then some I do a little bit, you know, off. There's no right way or wrong way to doodle and make leaves and stuff like this, honestly. So I just turn the page and just keep going. I really, really hope I get a good parking spot at the hospital today. Okay, so you can color those in, or you can leave it like this. Just whatever, you know, it is that you like to do. Okay, something else that I'm going to try to do on this side of the page. I'm going to take, okay, I'm going to take this marker here. And I'm going to come up from the bottom and kind of curve out. Okay. And then from here, I'm going to come up and curve one in like that. So you can just draw any kind of swirls. They can go any different direction. And then you can just come back and add some leaves on there. And just play around with it. Sometimes you'll see that you've added too many leaves, and sometimes you'll see, oh, I could add a few more. You know, you just have to get it to your liking. So doodling is fun. To me, this is what my friend Kim calls this busy idiot work. And I'm busy as an idiot, okay? She calls stuff like this busy idiot work, and I am the busiest idiot you ever saw. So you can just, add leaves in there anywhere that you like. Just at some point you'll decide that you've added too many. There's no, really right way or wrong way, honestly. So don't think you're messing up or you're adding too many until you decide that you're adding too many. And then you just stop. Space them out. Stop. Okay, I was trying to see if there's anything else. Oh, last time I did some S's and people were wanting me to do that slower. Okay. The S's. And we're going to come back and I'm going to add some more doodles on these in a moment. I'm just letting my ink dry and stuff like that. Okay, so the S's. Let's just add an S. And it's not really that I'm drawing an S. Sorry about that. The wind is blowing, and so she hears some things outside, and so she gets a little upset. So it's not that I'm drawing an S. I'm just trying to draw a curvy line, and it does look like an S, and that's okay. And then I just go back and add some leaves to it. So there we have this little curvy S. You can color in the leaves or not color in the leaves. Here, I think I will for this one, since they're kind of small and this marker doesn't seem like it's about to run out. I'll just color these in real quick. And then we'll still add some more to this. Like I almost go a bit overboard when I'm doodling things to add into journal pages and stuff. Okay. All right, here's something that you can add that is really, really simple and easy to do also. Just kind of do a Y. And then from that Y, just start off with like some branches, like, you can call this a tree, a bush, coral. You can make it into anything that you kind of want to make it, I kind of drew too many, I think, but it's okay. It's all right. You just kind of touch it up and fix it ever how you want to. I usually don't do that much, but I did. And then you can come back with a different color and just do some circles and dots in here. Anything to kind of make it a little bit interesting. Not anything you're trying to make even or, you know, nothing like that. And that can just go behind something and kind of poke out around behind something. You can layer things. Just trying to think, is there some other... Whew. Did I do orange on anything? I don't remember if I've used orange, but here we will. Here, just draw a circle and kind of fill it in, and a line, and then just draw some what you could call branches or not. And then just come back and do some circles on those. See how simple that is? Okay, now we're going to go back and start doodling on some of the other pages just because we're going to run out a lot of time. Okay, come back into this page. Now, pick whatever color you want to go around this right here. And then just come back and do some little dots in there. You can definitely, you know, pick a different color. I've got a light purple and a dark purple. But just come back in and add some doodles. Some little circles. Dots, whatever you want to call them. You can add little hearts in here. And I'll show you one that I have finished where I added some hearts. So anyway, you just want to add something interesting, something to just add to it. Now I can take I have a gold paint pen. I think this is my gold paint pen. Do I have another one? Sorry. It's white. Okay, so see the tip is going on this one. It got pushed in way too tight. Okay, I found a gold paint pen, and I hope this one does work. But sometimes I like to just come back and trace out just trying to trace over. And I'm not really trying to like trace on the purple. If it comes up and it adds another, you know, element to it, that's good. It's kind of what I want. Alright, and then I'll come back and just add some dots on the little flower thing itself. She is on high alert today. I think the wind is just blowing and she hears so much going on out there. Okay, so we can call it that quits, or we can add more to it, such as, I'll show you one I had already done, where I just kind of drew in some little red hearts in between there. And so you see when I cut it out, I kind of just fussy cut around it. So just to give you an idea of how it, could look in the end. Okay, so this one over here, what I'm going to do to it is just add in some dark blue dots. I mean, dots can be added and kind of dress up anything. And you can make these dots as tiny or as large as you want, because it's your doodle. Make it your own. I tell you what, I do not feel like getting up and getting to the doctor today. I already have my shower, so I'm good with that. I just got to get dressed to go. That's just putting on my pants to go. But I do not feel like going at all. But I'm going. I've been waiting to go to this doctor since Thanksgiving. And I had an appointment, but the ice storm canceled that appointment. They called and canceled it when the storm was going on. So I'm just going to go back and kind of trace around my leaves. And I'm doing it fast. I'm not, like, trying to stay on line. But it looks like a lot of it is staying on line. But I'm not doing that on purpose. I was trying to add a little dimension to it. And I don't go back and fill those in. It is ever how it is. Okay, so now we have the red over here. And I think I would like just some gold dots around the red. Well, let me see, what color is that? That's yellow. How about this one right here? I probably have something silver. Okay, so I found this red outline glitter marker. And I'm just going to go back and add some dots in here. But I believe the dots are silver and kind of outlined in red. And I'm going to go back and just outline my hearts. Can't tell if I've done that one yet or not. Okay. Alright, so I'll let that dry. Okay, so I have this over here. I think that's pink. I'm just going to go back and, with this marker, just draw some lines in each one of those. Sometimes I might do it where I'm doing like this side, this side, this side, and switch back and forth. And so that's kind of cute. And then for this over here, definitely going to go back with some silver. and just add silver circles amongst the light blue and dark blue circles. You never know where something like this might come in handy on a journal page. Alright, so I feel like I'm finished with this page. Other than just cutting them out. Let me see what else I got up here. Alright, we have this page here. And because they might bleed through, I'm not going to leave them stacked. So on this over here, what was that, pink? I think. I'm going to come back with some silver dots throughout this. Okay. And you could add some little hearts in there if you desired. You know, so many things can be added. And then this one over here, I'm just going to add, I'm going to add a dot on each one of those. I'm not going to do anything else to this one. Okay, so I feel like I can call those done. And what else did I have that I was just working on? Okay, this right here. Sometimes on this, if I have I do have a little flower stamp. And so sometimes I'd want to go in and stamp that. Let me see if I can find that. On those ones that I had added a little bitty heart, if you have a little heart stamp, you could always add a little heart in there also. But I was just going to come back with this little stamp. Oh, it didn't ink up too well. And then you can add some color on that to, you know, give it a little something. And I think that's good, actually. But I found this little bitty bee. And so I was going to stick this bee on there. But I want to ink it up really well. And I want to stick him right here. So, you can always add little things like that to give it a little extra something. I could come in with a little heart stamp and add some hearts into this. I'm going to get a darker green and add some dots around on this. And you could just take the darker green if you don't want to color in those leaves, just to make the leaves look a little better. Add a line in them. So stamps and doodling, you know, works well together. So yes, if you have any more questions or something you want me to show a little more in detail, please leave it in the comments below. The best way to get in touch with me is in the comment section below. YouTube is so nice to leave that comment section for us that we can communicate that way, because I'm not anywhere else on social media. I'm not like all up on Facebook. I am not checking like messenger type things and all that kind of stuff. I just don't have time to do all that, honestly, and make videos or emails. I can either do emails and social media stuff, or I can make videos and do comments under the videos. And so I choose to do videos and comments. So that's where you can find me or leave messages for me. Anything, you know, time you got something to say, that's where you can reach me. And then on this one, I'm just going to do the same thing. I got a darker blue. So I'm just adding some dots, just doodling, because they do add a little to it, you know. And you don't have to worry about these little dots being perfect little circles or anything like that. They can just be little lines, if that's what you got in you. Ever how it comes out. I do want to be careful not to smear stuff with this hand as I'm going around. And sometimes you might think, oh, I'm doing too much. But not really. There's not really anything you can do too much of. Once you cut it out and add it onto something, it'll look just fine. Sassy had to jump up here and see what I'm doing, so she's over here beside me checking it out. Okay, I think that's plenty. You can go back and just add something in these leaves if you want to, or you can leave them like they were. You can color them all the way in if you want to. Sassy, I gotta go to the doctor. All right, Sassy, come here. She's making it where I'm working in the dark. Move, Sass. Move, girl. All right, Sassy, go. Okay, I got them all. And then you can go back in and color these in, these flowers. I'm trying to hurry because I do need to do a couple of things before I leave out. I was trying to get this video done. Just to color that little stamp in some. Didn't have another one? Yeah. Okay, And then that B could be colored yellow. Or it could just be left like that. And then when I cut it out, I would just kind of curve around it while I'm cutting it. You know? And then it makes a nice piece to glue in a book. Oh, sassy. I am running out of time, like very badly. But on this particular one, I would watercolor paint this green, and then I would come back with my gold paint marker and put some dots in it. And with this flower here, I'm just going to add a line for the leaves, and then I'm just going to do a couple of dots. Phoebe. And that's all I'm going to do for that. And same thing on this one here. That's all I'm going to do. And I wish I had time to watercolor paint right now, because I would watercolor paint this in. And then come back with my green metallic paint pen and add some dots through it. Okay, so before I go, I'm just going to show you some things that I have done. I showed you this one. We have these. I don't think they really need anything extra. You could add a few little dots if you wanted to. Let's see. And we have this page here that we just did. I have some other ones too that I'm going to show you. Oh, here's one that I didn't quite finish because I wanted to watercolor. Same thing. I'd watercolor it instead of the marker. I didn't care for the marker on it. So I was going to watercolor that one and then the one that I drew with you guys. Okay, here's one where I did just some hearts. And I would go back in and add some dots. Yeah, definitely. Add some silver dots on that. Especially on the inside of it, so when I cut it out, I can still kind of curve around it. Okay, and then here's a little blue doodle I did, and so what I'm going to do on it is I'm going to take, I'm going to try to get this blue to work, first off. And I'm going to come back and add a little bit on it. Okay, so you can just come back in and add some circles on that. Okay, I can't really tell if this is pink or red, but I'm just going to come back with silver and add some silver dots to each one of those little flowers or whatever you want to call them. Okay. And then for that bottom one, the little circles, I'm going to add some little silver dots in that too. And I'll show you a little bit of a close-up in this in just a second, but let me get some dots on here. I think Phoebe knows I'm about to leave, so she's not happy. Okay, so let's look at this page a little closer. Definitely have like just added some silver dots in with those other circles. Added silver dots on that. Okay. Let's see what else I have right here. Here I did just some of those circles, flowers with the wavy lines. The wavier they are, I think the more interesting they look. And like I said, you can always add more to them. You can color these leaves in, or you can leave them like that. You can add some dots in different places. They don't all have to look the same. They can all totally be different. I have this little purple right here where I did that. And let's see, I'm going to go back in. Where's my gold? The gold. Here it is. I'm going to try to... Okay. There we go. I don't know how well you can tell what I did. I just added some dots. The lighting is not playing in my favor today. For this right here, I am going to trace this out in silver. Alright, same thing. We have some over here. Oh, we have this red here. I would like to put the red and the gold together, but my gold marker is not working that well. So, I'm just going to use this red one, red and gold, silver here. So, I'm going to trace out each one of these, just kind of going around them. And like I said, I'm not really trying to outline it. I'm just trying to add a little dimension to it. And by the lines being off. Alright, and then you can come back and add some silver or red dots. In between things. Okay. I don't know how well you can see all that. It definitely needs to dry before I go trying to cut it out and stuff like that. Or smear it with my hand, but let me see what I can do. Just kind of outlined that whole thing in gold and added a few dots, and I I can't reach over that because the paint pens are not dry. And it would just smear. Okay, let's see what else I got up here. Here's one where I had started this little doodle, and I do like that doodle. And to come back in and I just wanted to add a few things. And taking my darker purple, this time I'm going to take a darker color. And I'm not sure that really shows up darker on camera. To my eye, I cannot see a difference in it. Anyway, I appreciate you guys stopping by and hanging out with me today while I did this little doodle. And I hope you all are having a great day and that your day goes well, no matter what you're doing. I'm fixing to jump out and jump in the car and get to my doctor's appointment. And I hope that goes well. But as you see, doodling is just doodling, you know. You can add as much or as little as possible. I'm just going to turn it upside down to work on it around here. Alright, and you can come back and add any, silver or gold or anything else you want to add to it, but I'm going to leave it at that for now. And the last thing I had to show you is this page right here that, I don't know if you can tell, but I did spray this paint with some shimmer spray that I got at Michael's, and I did use a 25% coupon on that $5.99 bottle. But anyway, I'm going to cut these out. I was just testing the shimmer spray on this, and it really did leave a nice shimmer on the page. So I'm going to doodle around that and cut that out, and then just cut these out. When I did spray this page, I kind of just spritzed it like that. And then I didn't want the flowers covered up, so I just took a rag that I have here at my desk that I've been using for art, and I kind of just dabbed those up so that it wasn't on top of the flower part. Anyway, I do like that, and I'll probably end up doodling some more on this page and then just cutting out things to have that little shimmer background. Alright guys, I'm going to go and I'll see you all later. I love you all. Remember, it's a beautiful day to craft and enjoy yourself doing something that makes you happy today. Bye, friends.